Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm excited to offer you another very interesting historical baseball matchup using the game engine of the Park Baseball 20. And this one holds a lot of intrigue for me. We have two teams from a recent era, the 90s, that are going to go up against each other, and a lot of star power, let's just say, in this matchup. So let's introduce the teams here quickly and kind of set a prelude to the series. The first team randomly drawn here is the 98 Mariners, as you can see, and manager Lou Piniella led this team to 76 wins. They did lose 85 games, so they did have a losing record, but there's some real star power on the team. As you'll see here, you have Ken Griffey Jr., who hit 56 home runs in 1998, drove in 146 runs, stole 20 bases, and of course a 22-year-old Alex Rodriguez, who had 124 RBIs and 42 home runs, as well as 46 steals. Sometimes people forget just what a base stealer A-Rod was at the start of his career. Along with that, you have Edgar Martinez, who everybody should know, one of the greatest hitters of that generation, 322 with 102 RBIs. You also had Jay Buhner, David Segui, a lot of talent in the lineup and a lot of thunder in the lineup of the Mariners. Their pitching, maybe here's where some of the issues arose, and Jamie Moyer, part of that rotation, as well as Jeff Fassero and a 34-year-old Randy Johnson, who's pretty well past his prime, but still struck out 213 men and only 116 innings of work, so that'll let you know just how good he is. So he'll be part of the mix as well. Some bullpen issues here as well. So kind of surprising, actually, that this team lost as many games as it did. You can see here the Pythagorean record is much better. So they might have lost some tough luck games and whatnot. So the 98 Mariners, a part of our matchup here, and they're going to take a team on that's one of the cult favorites and is only a couple years earlier. It's going to be the 1996 Montreal Expos. The old Expos here coming back into play as we start to see some of the teams that have either relocated or been lost through the years. But this Expo team, led by Felipe Alou, won 88 games, so they'll be the favorite in the series. And they have a lot of star talent, as Moises Alou leads the offense with his 96 RBIs. Henry Rodriguez drove in 103, hit 36 home runs. Darren Fletcher, a nice catcher. Mark Grizzolanic hit 306. 23-year-old Cliff Floyd's there on the bench. So definitely some talent there. I even think Vlad's on this team. You have Vladimir Guerrero at 21, making his major league debut. I don't know if we'll see him in the series, but he's on the roster. And the pitching, of course, the name that everyone should know, and is the Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez, who at 24 won 13 games and did allow 19 homers, but struck out 222 men, along with Jeff Fassero in the rotation. And Urbina probably will be used more in the pen. Raul Cormier, part of the mix. So with Pedro and Alou, some real talent on the Expos. They won, again, 88 games, from the second in the NL East, and just a couple years off from that dynamic 94 team, although some of the star power of that team, like Larry Walker and Marquise Grissom, are not there anymore. So moving into the game engine, it's a best-of-7 series. I think it's going to be exciting. You have the Expos as the home team. They have the better record, and we'll head to the Kingdom for the 3 middle games of the series and see where things play out. But in Game 1, we're going to see Jamie Moyer face off against Jeff Fassero. So really looking forward to it. Really hope you're going to enjoy it. Hope we have an exciting series. We'll see where things go here in Game 1 as a lot of stars and hopefully a lot of excitement heads our way. So heading out now to Montreal for Game 1. So here we go from the French Quarter in Montreal, Canada. We have the game picking up here in the bottom of the second with Rondell White up and a man on, 1 out. Jamie Moyer on the mound. And Rondell White lines this one into the gap in right center. This is going to get down, and a runner from third is going to try to score. Rondell White with an RBI triple here in the second inning, and the Expos go up 1-0 in this game. Right off the bat here as Moyer lets up the run. Darren Fletcher now continues the inning, and he lines a shot kind of to the same spot. This one actually carrying even more, and Fletcher will have a home run to right center. It's a 2-run shot. Jamie Moyer having all kinds of issues here in the second inning, and it's 3-0 Expos as they jump out in front on the Mariners here. 6-0. So we move to the 7th inning. Mark Grizzolanek is up with Jeff Facero on second base, the pitcher, and Grizzolanek deep to left. The little man with the power, and that's going to get over the wall. Grizzolanek with a 2-run shot, just barely over the wall. It's 8-0 now as Montreal is in complete control here at home in game number 1. Jeff Facero has been brilliant. He's pitching a 3-hitter. We pick up action here in the 8th with A-Rod up there and a man on. So let's see what Facero does with Alex Rodriguez, who gets a hold of that one deep to left. A-Rod will get this one just over the wall here at Olympic Stadium. His first home run of the series, and the first runs for the Mariners. It's now an 8-2 game. It might be a little bit too late for Seattle, but it's 9-2 now. We move to the 9th with Jay Buhner up and John Fabian on the hill. Fabian tries to end this game. Here's a ground ball too short. Play is made there. Throw to first. Is in time. That'll do it. Game 1 of this series is going to go to the home team, Montreal. Bangs out 15 hits, 9 runs. Facero was very good in his effort here in Game 1. Grizzolanek 3 for 5. He got a home run. Darren Fletcher had a home run. Double and 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And Jamie Moyer got really rocked around here early. And the Seattle Power Bats just couldn't get anything done for the most part, other than that A-Rod homer against Jeff Facero and the Expos. So Game 1 is history. We'll move here to Game 2 as the Expos will try to really put a lockdown on the series as Pedro Martinez will take the mound. So let's see what happens in Game 2 as the Expos try to go up 2 games tonight. And Jeff Facero is going to take the mound for the Mariners against Pedro. But we'll pick it up here in the top of the second with David Segui up against Martinez with Griffey on second. Nobody out. And there is a line shot base hit by Segui. Griffey's going to round third. He's going to score. And the Mariners go up here 1-0 on Montreal. We'll move all the way to the 4th where Facero facing FP Santangelo with a man on. Santangelo grounds it into the hole. Nice stop there. Quick play at first. Not in time. Santangelo gets an infield hit, so runners on first and second here, even though Edgar made a nice play there, but couldn't get the runner. And Rondell White in the big spot here with only 1 out. White pops it up, however. This one looks like it'll be playable. Coming all the way over there in foul territory is Segui. 2 outs. And Darren Fletcher at the plate. Fletcher will hit this one to second. A line drive right at the second baseman. Nicely done by Bell. Inning over. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th here where Lansing's at the plate with a man on. 2 outs. Lansing will hit this one into the gap. This one will get down. Might go all the way to the wall. It will. Run around in third. He's going to come around to score. And we have a tie game as the home Expos tie it up on the Mike Lansing double. Grizzolanek hustling all the way around the score. It's 1-1 now. Rodriguez at the plate facing Pedro Martinez. Quite the matchup here. Nobody out in the 6th. Pedro winds and delivers. This one's too short. Play is made there, but the ball gets away and A-Rod's going to end up at second. So an error there by Grizzolanek. Seemed like a routine play, but he didn't make it. And A-Rod now not come around the score. So The error did not cost the Expos. Here's Grzelcyk with the man on. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Well, Grzelcyk goes the other way. This is deep. This might get over the wall. Well, up in the bleachers. Mark Grzelcyk with a 2-run homer here in the 7th inning. And it is 3-1 Expos. A huge hit for the shortstop. And now Dave Veers has come on with David Bell at the plate here in the 8th inning. 2 outs. Bell will go down the line and right. That's a fair ball. So Bell's going to head all the way to second. He'll get in there with a double. Bell gets the job done here with the double, but let's see if he can come around the score as Edgar Martinez comes to the plate. Martinez takes ball 4. They work around them, but there isn't much relief behind them. Here's Junior. 3-1 game. There's delivered to the superstar center fielder. Junior can't get it. He strikes out. A huge strikeout by Dave Veers. It ends the inning. The score remains 3-1. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. The Segui's up there, facing Bobby Ayala. Segui hits it deep to center. This ball's got carry. It's going to drop. Segui going for 3. David Segui with a triple here. Leadoff triple in the 8th inning for the Expos. And Santangelo now with 1 out tries to get the man in. He'll line a shot deep over the right fielder's head. The outfield was playing in. An RBI double for Santangelo. It's 4-1 now. And here's David Segui now as we move to the 9th. Mel Rojas in to close the game. It's a 3-1 ball game. Line shot by Segui. That'll get down. Leadoff single for him here in the 9th inning. He needs a big rally to make this a game again. Here's Jay Buhner. Buhner walks, and now things start to get very interesting as nobody's out. Rojas is in some trouble. And the tying run at the plate is Rob Ducey comes up. And Ducey will hit this one to center. Rondell White going out. White will have it. That's the first out of the inning. And Wilson representing the tying run. He's at the plate. Rojas delivers. Strike 3. Wilson's down. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it comes down here to John Marzano, pinch hitter. And Rojas delivering. And this is hit to short center, and the play's going to be made there. Grzelcyk has it. And the Expos have done it again. They win game 2, this time behind some outstanding pitching. Led, of course, by Pedro Martinez, who went into the 7th, struck out 11 Mariners. Grzelcyk with that opposite field home run, the big blow of the game, the big difference in the game. Jeff Facero, the hard luck loser. And Mel Rojas got the save, so 4-1 the final. The Expos win both games in Montreal. They are in control in this series. And things go from bad to worse here for the Mariners. Ken Griffey Jr. has back stiffness. He will miss 2 weeks, which obviously means the remainder of the series. So a big loss for the Mariners. That's going to be a really hard one to recover from, being it that you're already down 2-0. So never like to see people get hurt, but that's part of the simulation. And now in game 3, we have Real Cormier facing Ken Klude as Seattle tries to recover here without their superstar at home from the Kingdom. Let's see how it plays out. And will Seattle be able to rebound? So action from the Kingdom. We have the top of the 2nd inning. Mike Lansing facing Ken Klude with a man on, 1 out. Lansing hits it back to the mound. Plays made at second. Relay to first. Not in time, but they get the lead man. Runners on the corner, same inning here. 2 outs for Darren Fletcher. Fletcher hits this one deep to right, way back there. And just like that, the Expos continue their excellent play. They go up 3-0 on the road. A 3-run home run by Fletcher. And it is off to the races for Montreal here in game number 3. Here's Henry Rodriguez up in the 4th. Out still in the game. And Henry hits it deep to left. That's going to hit the tarp out there in left center. Whoa, Henry with a home run. A solo shot. 4-0 Expos as they take control here of game number 3. It's now 5-2 bottom of the 6th with Jay Buhner up there and a man on. Buhner hits it to right. That'll get down. So runners on first and second here as the Mariners look to rally. They really need this game. Mike Dyer on the mound for the Expos. Rob Ducey at the plate. 1 out. This hit the first. Plays made at second. No throwback, so they'll get the force. And actually, I'm sorry, that was a double play. So the home team can't get the engines started here as we move now to the 7th. It is 7-3. David Bell up with a man on. Nobody out. And Bell line a single up the middle. A-Rod's going to head all the way to third. He takes a risk and beats the throw. I don't know if that was the smartest play, but he's in there. Head first slide. Runners on the corners here for Martinez. The girl hit this one to center with nobody out. A-Rod's going to tag, and he will score. It is now 7-4. Moving to the 8th with Mike Lansing up there. Greg McCarthy delivers to Lansing, and Lansing has another blow. This is to right center and gone, about 450 feet. Mike Lansing with a solo home run. It's now 8-4, 9-4. We move to the bottom of the 8th with Ducey up there and 2 men on. Mariners down 5, and this is hit back to the mound. No play really to be made there. An infield hit. They give an error to Grzelcyk, but I don't think he really had a play anyway, but we'll go with the ruling on that one. Still, in any case, bases loaded. And Wilson up. Uget Urbina has come in for the Expos. Let's see if the Mariners can make a run here. Wilson will hit this one back up the middle. That's going to be played by the shortstop. And Grzelcyk makes a tough play. Gets the man at first. Run scores, but the rally doesn't go anywhere from there. We're now in the bottom of the 9th. Russ Davis facing Mel Rojas. 9-5 game. 2 men on. And there's the strikeout. Rojas closes out another game. And the Seattle Mariners come at home and lay an egg. Obviously not being able to recover from their loss of their superstar Ken Griffey Jr. And now the Expos have a 3-0 series game lead in the series. Darren Fletcher 3 for 3 with a homer and an RBI. Real Cormier gets the win. Cliff Floyd 3 for 4 with 3 doubles in the game. 2 RBIs. A great performance by Cliff Floyd. And this series is going in one direction. It is all Expos. See some of the early numbers here. You can see Darren Fletcher with 5 RBIs hitting over 450. Seems to stand out. The Mariners having all types of problems. A-Rod only hitting 154 in the series. And not much life at this point. But you got to play them all out. You got to win 4. So we'll move to game 4 now where Mark Leiter will face Bill Swift as the Mariners in desperation will try to stay alive and the Expos try to go for the sweep. So here we go. Mark Grzelcyk facing Bill Swift here in the top of the first inning to lead off the game, game number 4. from the Kingdom. And there's a line shot. This ball's going to get all the way to the base of the wall. Grzelcyk is heading for third, and he gets a triple here in the first inning to lead off the game. A rare triple to left field, but Grzelcyk has some good speed. Unfortunately, the Expos can't get the run in, and it's still 0-0 as Jay Buhner comes back here with runners on the corners, and Buhner lines one to center with the man off third, 1 run in. So Jay Buhner with an RBI double to get the Mariners on the board first here. 1-0 to the score. Bill Swift now facing Rondell White. We're in the top of the third with 1 out and 2 on. And White hits it to center. Coming on in there is Ken Griffey Jr., who looks like he's back in the lineup. So the injury not as serious as was first mentioned. Good to see Griffey back in there. Here's Mike Lansing with a man on second. Line shot to right. This will bring a run home. Beating the throw at the plate is Andrews, and it is now 2-1 as the Expos cut the lead. We'll move to the fifth. Grzelcyk up there with Floyd on first. There goes the runner. Pitch out, throw to second. Runner's safe. So a steal there by Floyd, who's having a good series. Rondo White now at the plate. And White will line it up the middle. This will get through. Floyd's going to come to throw. Here comes the throw of the plate. Cliff Floyd will score. And it is now a tie ball game at 2-2. David Bell now with a man on second. And Bell takes a walk as Mark Leiter now is the pitcher for Montreal. Edgar Martinez up there with 2 men on. And Martinez goes with the pitch. Lines it into left field. Down the line. 1 run's going to score. Runner holds up to third. Edgar Martinez with an RBI double to put the Mariners back on top here, 3-2. Here's David Segui with 2 outs. Segui will go up the middle. That'll get through. That's going to score 1. Another man trying to score. A 2-run single. It's 5-2 now. We'll move to the 6th with Shane Andrews facing Bill Swift. The Mariners with a nice lead. But the Expos aren't done. There's a base hit. Just over the leaping Martinez at third. Andrews on first. Rodriguez on second. And FP Santangelo at the plate. 5-2 game. Santangelo goes to right. This will get through. Runners will hold. So bases loaded here for the Expos. Nobody out. Mike Lansing at the plate. Bob Wells is the new pitcher to try to put out the fire. This is hit to second. Plays made at home, and they get the force. Bell with the nice play with the infield in on the soft tapper. So Darren Fletcher now up with the bases loaded. Fletcher hits it again to Bell. Bell does the exact same thing. So back-to-back identical plays here with the infield in, and the Expos are not cashing in unless Cliff Floyd comes through here. So Floyd with the bases loaded, and he drills one to center. Griffey on the move. He'll have it. And Griffey is there, and the Mariners get out of that jam. Game remains 5-2. Here's David Bell up here with 2 outs and runners on the corners. And Bell will add to the Mariner lead. A line drive to the gap. 1 run in. Here comes another man going to score. A-Rod is able to score on the double. A 2-run double by Bell. It's now 7-2 Seattle. 8-4 as we move to the 9th. Henry Rodriguez up there facing Heathcliff Slocum with 2 outs. Slocum delivers, and there's a shot, but it's going to be caught. Ducey has it. Seattle avoids the sweep. They win this one 8-4. Both teams cranking out 11 hits. We had Buhner 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Swift gets the win. David Bell with that 2-run double. And Jay Buhner gets the player of the game as Seattle avoids the sweep. It is now Montreal and Seattle in their last game here at the Kingdome, and it's going to be a rematch of game number 1, where Jeff Facero is going to pitch against Jamie Moyer. And indeed, something that we should probably look at here is the fact that Jeff Facero is on both teams. That's kind of what was confusing me a little bit. He's in both rotations in both teams, so that's why we're seeing a lot of Jeff Facero. But regardless, we're going to see if Montreal can close out the series. As far as Junior is concerned, he does have back stiffness, you can see here. He's day-to-day, but he is playing through it, folks. So kudos to Junior, who is playing through the pain, trying to get his team back into this series. And Junior actually hitting .333, even though he hasn't driven in anybody. 5 hits in the series. So we'll move to game number 5. Let's see if the Expos can close it down. We'll take you live to the Kingdome. So bottom of the first, live action. Edgar Martinez facing Jeff Facero, runner on third. And there's a base hit just past the second baseman. That'll bring in A-Rod, and Martinez gets Seattle on the board here. It's 1-0. We'll move all the way to the 5th with Darren Fletcher up there and a man on. There goes the runner. Fletcher hits it into right. Runner will move to third. So the Mariners in some trouble here as the Expos try to rally. Jamie Moyer facing Shane Andrews. Chip is on, and Andrews looks at strike 3 as Moyer paints the outside corner. 2 outs here for Cliff Floyd. And Floyd lines this one to center field, but there's the man, Junior, stiff back and all, with an outstanding diving catch to preserve the 1-0 lead. What a play by Junior. Only a play he can make. And here's Rob Ducey here, bottom of the 5th, with Buhner on first. Ducey will hit this one into the hole. Ball gets through. Buhner will make it to third, so Seattle. Runners on the corners. Only 1 out here for A-Rod. A-Rod hits it to short. Plays made there at second. Turn to first. So the double play, Rodriguez hits into the 6-4-3. The 1-0 game remains. We move to the 6th. Henry Rodriguez up with a man on. Moyer still pitching well. This is hit into left after the shift was on, so it'll be first and second here with 2 outs for Rondell White. And White will hit it into the hole at second. Nice play made there, however. Bell makes it, and Moyer gets out of that jam. Still 1-0 ball game. We'll move to the 7th with Moises Alou up there. Can Moyer keep holding on here? There's a shot to left. That'll get through. So runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Mark Grudzielanek up there in a huge spot. Grudzielanek hits it too short. This is A-Rod's ball. He'll make the force at second with the flip. And the stretch comes in the Kingdome with Jamie Moyer pitching a gem here. But Moyer is lifted here for Bobby Ayala in the 8th inning. Mike Lansing up there to lead it off. And Lansing with a liner to center field. That'll get down. Griffey retrieves it. Lansing with a double here to lead off the 8th inning. So trouble for Jamie Moyer in his shutout bid. David Segui is up there. Segui takes ball 4. He's walked. So first and second, nobody out. Henry Rodriguez. Henry hits it to first. Plays made at second. Relay to first. Double play. 3-6-3. Actually make it 3-6-1 with the pitcher covering, which makes it even more difficult. Maybe one of the most difficult double plays you can make. But Ayala's not out of the jam yet. White up there with the tying run on third. 2 outs. Here's the delivery. This is hit to second. Play is going to be made there, however. Bell makes it. And the Mariners, with some impressive defense and pitching, are holding on here to a gem. We'll move here to the top of the ninth. Last chance saloon for the Expos. Mike Timlin has come in to face Aaron Fletcher. Fletcher will hit it to second, flip to second, relay to first. Another double play by the Mariners. So now there's 2 outs for Shane Andrews. And a strikeout as Timlin gets in, and fans, they did it. The Mariners with an impressive 1-0 lead. They got that run in the first inning, and Jamie Moyer, along with this Mariner pitching staff, bullpen, closers, did the job in this one, winning it 1-0. Moyer went 7, struck out 5, no earned runs. Facero pitched well for the Expos, but it was the Edgar Martinez single in the very first inning here that was the difference. So Jamie Moyer to the rescue, and we have the tide turning a little bit now as the Mariners win 2 in a row. The series now 3-2, but it's back to Montreal, and taking the mound, none other will be Pedro Martinez for the Expos to try to close it out against Seattle's version of Jeff Facero. So can the Expos close it out, or will the Mariners force the improbable Game 7? Let's find out as we head out to Olympic Stadium in Montreal for Game 6. So back in Montreal, we're in the top of the second inning. Rod Ducey up there with 1 out, runners on the corners. But Pedro gets Ducey striking out, so Ducey can't get the run in with less than 2 outs from third. And this scoreless game continues all the way to the 5th with Facero and Pedro going back and forth. Here's Fletcher with a man on and nobody out. Fletcher hits a long drive, deep to right. This is way back there and gone. Darren Fletcher with a big up-and-up home run here in the 5th. 2-0. Montreal, and that might be just enough for Pedro with that 2-run cushion, but that's a big blow here, fans, as we head to the 6th inning here in Game 6. Martinez on the mound facing Junior. 2 Hall of Famers with 2 outs and a man on first. Junior lines a shot here to right. That'll get down. Runner moves to third. So Martinez now with 2 outs. In some trouble here with David Segui up there. Let's see if Pedro can work out of it with 2 outs. And he does. He gets Segui swinging. Martinez, no fear, going at him with a 2-2 fastball. And that will end that threat. For the Mariners, we'll move to the 8th. David Bell now coming on, and David Veers has been inserted as the reliever for the Expos. Man on for Bell. Runner going. It's A-Rod stealing second. Yes, sir. Alex Rodriguez with a stolen base here with 1 out. But nothing coming of it. And Montreal now moving to the bottom of the 8th. Cliff Floyd facing Bobby Ayala with nobody out. And Floyd will go for extra bases here down into the gap in right. He beats the throw. So Cliff Floyd with a double. Not many hits in this ball game overall. And we're going to move to the 9th, where Ken Griffey Jr. and the Mariners need a rally or this series will be over. Mel Rojas has come in to try to close the door. Jr. leading off the inning. And Ken Griffey with a line shot to center. This is way back there. This will get all the way to the wall. Ken Griffey with a double. Just the start the Mariners needed here in the 9th. Junior now on second. Tying run is going to come to the plate in David Segui. Segui strikes out as Rojas gets him. Hard fastball up in the zone. He faced it. Abe Buter now representing the tying run. He has the power, but he strikes out. Rojas has gotten 2 strikeouts in a row after the junior double. And it comes now down to Rob Ducey, the last chance for the Mariners. Ducey hits it to left field. It's a hit. So Ducey comes through. Runners on the corners. And Dan Wilson now with 2 outs has the tying run on the bases. In a big spot, to say the least. Here's the delivery. This one's hit to second. Should be playable and is. That'll do it. Lansing makes the play. Celebrations here in Montreal for the Expos. They win Game 6, shutting out Seattle 2-0. It was Pedro Martinez when they needed him the most. The Expos got him. He went into the 8th inning, allowed only 4 hits, no earned runs, walked only 1, struck out 8. Jeff Fassero pitched well, but in the loss, and Mel Rojas got his 3rd save of the series. Darren Fletcher there with a home run and 2 RBIs, but it was those first 3 games that Montreal took that set the tone for the series. The Mariners picked themselves up a little bit. Gritty performance by the Mariners. And Jamie Moyer there in Game 5, but tables were turned in Game 6 with Pedro Martinez doing the job, and that's the end of this series as some of the numbers are relayed. Griffey drove in no runs, no homers. He suffered through an injury, though, while he was doing it. Actually, only 1 home run. It's that A-Rod homer, I think, came all the way back in Game 1, but A-Rod really struggled. He only had 4 hits in the series. Not much by an offense that you would expect would score more. Mariners really didn't this series, especially when it counted the most. Jeff Fassero lost both of his starts, even though he probably didn't deserve that bad of a result. And Jamie Moyer split his 2 games. He had a good outing and maybe not such a great one. For the Expos who win the series, obviously Darren Fletcher here with a great series, hit .409 with 8 RBIs and 3 home runs. He's actually the MVP of the series. Rondell White with 10 hits, hit .400. Dave Veers was great out of the pen as the Montreal bullpen was really good, and Mel Rojas had 3 saves in the series. Pedro Martinez, a sparkling ERA in both of his starts, and that big win in game number 6. So this series was fun to watch. It is history. No heroics by the Mariners to come back, and in the end, it's the 96 Montreal Expos, led by Felipe Alou, who win the series 4-2 over the 1998 Seattle Mariners. As always, we hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you very, very soon again for another historical matchup on Out of the Bark Baseball 20. Thanks for joining us.